Hey guys, I'm Donnie Godsey. Let's talk about emotional needs. So here's an opportunity to address one of those pathways that we were talking about that may have some walls in there. And so sometimes you'll have a spouse that is not necessarily engaging the other spouse in a way that they feel emotionally taken care of. And sometimes some of that neediness is something that needs to be addressed between them and the Lord first before it's addressed here. But don't just push blame on them, man, you're needy or whatever, and particularly don't label the other person. But here's a quick study that you can do is check out the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. I highly recommend checking out his book, The 5 Love Languages, and here they are. Words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Now, I highly recommend checking it out in this book because it talks about the different ways that we give and receive in those love languages. And if you're feeling like you're not really connecting with the other person on an emotional level, it's very possible that those love languages are not lining up quite well, or you're even wounded in one of these love languages where there's been something painful in your past, either that you've received or it didn't go well for you. So that's a conversation you can have with the Lord as far as releasing some of those past wounds or past pain so that He can clean out that channel of connecting to your spouse or connecting to your kid or connecting to whoever the other relationship is. And using the 5 love languages, it's not a bad idea to say I love you in any of these languages, but in particular, the ones that are really suited to the other person. You want to be a good student of what that love language is that they receive and understand the ones that they put off too. And hopefully you can get some really solid connection there. Most happy couples have got that worked out. It's a good place to start, but also if it feels like you're grinding the gears, either there's a lack of communication on those 5 love languages, or someone's wounded in a particular love language that they would normally receive or normally give or connect with the other spouse on. In a husband and wife relationship, there's verses that talk about how the husband is to love the wife and the wife is to respect the husband. That's the things that these two are really after. This one wants security and to be loved, and this one wants respect. And what's amazing is that when you give unconditional love, this person just transforms. It's incredible. When you give unconditional respect, the same thing. Now, unconditional respect is a phrase that a friend of mine used one time. I don't know if he read it out of a book or where he got it from, but it really caught my attention on, you typically hear about respect that's given very conditionally. And that's puts them under performance-based acceptance kind of muck. How would the woman feel if, they were getting loved less than unconditionally, right? They'd put up a, hey, this isn't quite right. I need to be unconditionally loved, just like how Jesus loved the church, right? Well, what about unconditional respect? That would be an interesting thing. Wouldn't it be just as freeing? What a challenging concept. Let's talk about that in the groups, right? That would be an awesome thing to talk about in the groups. So in summary, I highly recommend the 5 love languages and challenge yourself in ways that you can connect to the Lord for unconditional love and unconditional respect. Love you guys. Let's talk it up in the groups. And if you need one-to-one help, reach out to people in the network.